Today, Chris and I are at the Design Museum in London, and we've been invited here by Nikon to see some brand new products. The most exciting of which I'm holding in my hand is the brand new full-frame mirrorless, the Z7. Alongside the Z7, we have another new camera, full-frame mirrorless again, the Z6, which is the sister to the Z7. Now, they are both called the Z series because they sport the brand new Nikon Z mount, which is a lot bigger than the F mount they've had before. It's really the biggest thing about this camera, and it's going to allow them to create some incredible quality lenses and therefore some incredible quality images. Nikon have put on some things that we're going to get to photograph. They've got some little demonstrations going on. I think there's going to be a BMXer behind me in a second. However, really sorry, these are pre-production models, so I cannot show you the images. It's not my fault. I can't show you them. But I have said to Nikon that we need a production model as quickly as possible so I can go and get some sample shots for you guys and show this camera off properly. Now obviously there are some differences between the Z7 and the Z6, but they also share some features too. They both, for example, have exactly the same body. This is all the same, which means they're both weatherproof and dustproof. And that has the same level of protection as the D850 Nikon have stated, so that's really good news. They also share 5-axis in-body image stabilization, and both of those get you 5 stops of image stabilization. Where we differ is when we get to the main specs. The Z7 is a 45.7 megapixel high resolution camera. It's got 493 phase detect autofocus points, a 64 to 25,600 ISO range, and it can shoot at 9 frames per second. All pretty impressive. The Z6 is a slightly different camera. It's 24.5 megapixels. It has an ISO range of 100 to 51,200, so that's a little bit higher. It can shoot 12 frames per second, and it has 273 autofocus points. So it's made for a little bit more speed and a little bit more low light than its higher resolution sister. Now to go with this new mount, obviously, we're going to need some new lenses. The one I have on here right now is the brand new 35mm f1.8. They're also releasing a 24-70 f4 and a 50mm 1.8 as well. We also have another release here today, but this time for f-mount, which is the 500mm f5.6. Now I'm going to get hold of that in a bit and stick it on one of these because it looks amazing. It's a tiny lens for such a huge amount of zoom, so that'll be really interesting to see. Now obviously a lot of Nikon users out there are saying, no, don't get rid of f-mount, I have 80 lenses for it. Well, that's okay, because they're also bringing out an adapter which works with this camera. Now they've said in the presentation that we just had that 93 lenses from their current range work flawlessly on these cameras with the adapter, that you can still have full autofocus and auto exposure. Now battery-wise, you'll be very pleased to hear that these cameras take a take on the EN-EL15 batteries. They are supplied with EN-EL15Bs, which are higher capacity, and they allow really quick USB-C charging in the camera. But you can use older EN-EL15 batteries. They are compatible. They said they've got backwards compatibility with all of the EN-EL15 range. So that's fantastic for Nikon users at the moment. Card-wise, it's a singular slot, but it does take XQD and CF Express, so really nice, fast cards. It's been great fun using this, shooting all the different things that have been going on. My particular favourite was the fences, I think. That was awesome. I want to go at that. Using the screen was really nice. Having a nice big tilt screen was great. It's always helpful on this sort of camera because you can get above the crowd, especially where it's so busy somewhere like this. It's fantastic. It's not super low light in here, but this does focus incredibly quickly. Again, it's such a shame I can't show you the images off of this because it's a pre-production, but the autofocus has been fantastic. And Nikon have actually said that this can focus down to -4 EV if you've got an f2 lens. A lot of the lenses they're bringing out are below that, f1.8 on the 35mm, f1.8 on the 50mm. And because of the mount, they're also going to be bringing out a notched lens, which will be f0.95, which will just be phenomenal, and I can't wait to get my hands on it when that gets released. Now, of course, no full-frame mirrorless is complete without a good movie mode, and for that I'm going to hand over to Chris, who's going to tell you all about it.
Okay, so let's talk about the video spec, or at least the video spec that I've been told today, because we've not been told a massive amount, so I do apologise if I'm missing some of the important stuff. So yeah, like Amy said, there are two models. Really, if you're looking at this from a video and filmmaking point of view, you're going to be looking at the Z6, which is the lower megapixel model, just because same size sensor, those megapixels are going to be a bit bigger, so it's going to be better in low light. And you've also got that increased ISO performance. In terms of the actual filming spec, however, they're both pretty much exactly the same. You've got the staples like headphone out and a microphone in, and also HDMI out as well. So let's talk about the key headline specs that we've been told today. And I say been told today because I don't know them all. I'm just relaying what we've sort of been told at this event, and some of the things are missing, so I do apologise in advance for that. So headline feature is it does 4K 30 frames a second internally. It'd be nice to have 10-bit, but there's not really any other full-frame cameras at this sort of price point that do a 10-bit internal recording. But the nice touch is, out of that HDMI output, you can record 10-bit 4K UHD up to 30 frames a second. And obviously, we've got it paired nicely with the Atmos Ninja V. And you can see how compact and lightweight that sort of package is. It goes together very nicely. And that's something that Nikon really want to push, is that they've worked alongside with Atmos to make sure that these two products work seamlessly. Internally, in terms of picture profiles, Nikon have what's called N-Log, which is a bit like, you know, S-Log or any sort of log profile. You should have flat color profiles to get the most dynamic range. You can only use that if you're recording externally using that 10-bit output into the Atmos or any other recorder. If you're recording internally, then there is no N-Log, it is restricted. And basically Nikon have done that because they don't think that, you know, 8-bit is enough for filming log, which is, you know, a very fair point. Still nice to have the choice, but hey ho, that's just one of those things. If you're filming in HD, you can go up to 120 frames a second, so nice slow motion. But the nice thing with that is that you can also record the audio along with it. A lot of other cameras, when you're filming that sort of frame rate, absolutely zero audio. So that's a really nice feature. And also a really lovely feature, because of that megapixel count, is that you can do 8K time lapses as well. So that's a lovely feature to have there if you're out and about. Got quite a nice, well-rounded camera. I mean, obviously Amy said today we can't really take away any of the footage and show you guys. So really, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this and really trying it out. I've not really been a Nikon fan in the past when it comes to filmmaking. This is the first camera that's really piqued my interest, so it'd be great to see what this thing can do.
We've had such a good time here with Nikon finding out about all their new products today, of which there are so many. So make sure to get on the website, check out what's been going on. We can't wait to get our hands on a production model. Again, so sorry I can't show you the images. I feel bad for myself, I want to see them. But we're going to get the production model in, do a proper hands-on review so you can see just what this camera, these lenses and this mount is capable of. If you need any more information, then as I say, pop onto the website or just put a comment below and we will try our best to get you all the info you need. Thanks a lot for watching.